But they got Fitzmagic now. It's all good.
Well, the magic is over in New York for Eli Manning.
You hate to see it.
Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. With your mouth open.
I will say this.
Like an idiot.
I got some stat lines for you here.
Okay.
First of all, his win-loss record, perfectly 500, 117 wins, 117 losses.
Thanos would be proud.
Perfectly balanced. You've been watching Marvel movies.
I did. I watched them all.
I'm so proud of you.
Well, I watched like 6 of them over the past week, and it almost ended my engagement.
Speaking of engagement, I'm engaged. You hear about? You didn't see it
because I'm never on.
She ran in. She saw Brandon was here, so she ran away. She's like, guys are podcasting.
Oh,
we'll get to that after the show. Thank you. We will get to that after the show. But now we got to talk about Eli Manning. What? I'm not dismissing your thank you.
Total. Yeah. Now I got to put my mind back on Eli Manning. We went 3 ways real quick.
Yeah, would you don't start talking about Marvel movies. I'll get sidetracked. Anyway, perfectly balanced win-loss record. 57,023 yards, 366 touchdowns, 244 interceptions, 2 Super Bowl wins, and 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Probably the most important stat, he beat Brady twice.
Now, does he first question, does he deserve both of those MVPs? Because I would say that if a group deserves a Super Bowl MVP, it would have been the group of Manura, JPP,
defensive line,
Tuck,
Strahan.
and Strahan, which I'm pretty sure
Strahan was only there for one.
He retired.
He was there for the first one.
The
first one, which was there
when they were big time.
These guys cannot be stopped. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was like that's all they could do, and that was all they were going to do, and everybody knew it.
Yep.
And what it was the question of what can the Giants do on offense, and one helmet catch later, and they have an offense.
It was the ultimate.
That helmet catch wasn't that year, I don't think.
That was the first one.
I thought the helmet catch was when they beat the undefeated Patriots.
Yeah, that was the first one.
That's the first one.
Wasn't the undefeated in 2011 or whatever?
Undefeated
that's the
was
2007 season with Randy Moss.
My bad.
And because this is how I keep them memorized.
I hate that the Patriots have been in so many Super Bowls.
Right, right.
Was it this year or this?
This is how I keep it
like
memorized. Whichever scenario seems more improbable, that's the first matchup between the two.
Because that was the ultimate David and Goliath.
It was the undefeated year where the
Giants were a wild card.
The Giants,
were the 6th seed.
And they lost to the Patriots in the final week of the regular season that year.
And the Patriots played their starters. The Patriots made sure they were
because
undefeated.
They were going for undefeated. Yeah, that was the helmet catch because the helmet catch is only half of that play. And kudos to David Tyree, but I don't understand how Eli didn't go down twice during that play, and that's one of those plays you just remember.
Pretty similar to the Deshaun Watson play this year.
Yeah,
where he spun out of the
swings.
Where he gets drilled twice.
But I think Eli's is more impressive because Eli is getting pulled to the ground.
No, I agree because Eli actually had 2 hands grabbing him. Deshaun Watson just got hit,
right?
Yeah.
So it was a little bit less, a little bit different. But it was an incredible play.
I think that was the play that was encapsulated his legacy. It was the fact that in the fourth quarter, game on the line, undefeated season, historical thing, and he manages somehow, while being pulled to the ground, fight out of that and throw to a guy's helmet. Unbelievable.
I think that's the only reason why he will make the Hall of Fame.
So what is more important to his legacy? Is that play or the second Super Bowl win?
No, the second Super Bowl is incredibly important considering the fact that his record isn't very good.
Right.
And he only made the playoffs 3 times in his career, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't win a lot.
Really? I didn't even know.
You've got to credit that in some part to ineptitude on the franchise level.
No, I mean, look at the team now. Even
and that's partly a New York sports thing. Like I get that his record's
Jets
horrible.
and Giants.
I got in a Twitter argument like in November saying Eli's a Hall of Famer because he's 7th in passing yards, 7th all time in passing touchdowns. He had the record for most consecutive starts, and then added on to his total starts. The thing with Eli is that it's what holds him back is the record.
Yeah, and the interceptions, 244 interceptions.
Well, the interceptions,
I looked up Brett Favre's stats, by the way, because I knew this would come up. Because whenever
Favre still has the record.
Whenever I talk about a high percentage or high number of interceptions, Brett Favre sneaks into the conversation. He had over 500 touchdowns, but over 336, I think, interceptions or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that big of a deal, I guess.
But what I was saying is, we have Patrick Ewing in the Basketball Hall of Fame, right? What was his team total success? And that's a New York thing too.
But-
I mean,
but
Dan Marino didn't
see,
win a Super Bowl.
You're
He
right. The Knicks made the playoffs a lot more than the Giants did, though.
But who had more total
No.
success? I would say the championship winner.
No, you're
Because
no,
Ewing never won it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he'll make the playoff, make the Hall of Fame.
I hope so.
because of that one. Seriously, that one play, beating the undefeated Patriots,
Yeah.
beating arguably the greatest team of all time by a miraculous play.
With all their shadow cameras and cheating and everything in all their glory.
I think that's going to put him in. It may not be his first year, but he'll be in.
I think his name also plays
here's-
a part of it, though, right?
I agree.
Oh yeah, I mean that family. But here's another reason why.
Archie Manning, shadow commissioner.
Just think about how his career started. This fact that he said, "I'm not playing for the Chargers. I'm not doing it.
He will not play for you.
I will not play for you."
I will play for a slightly less horrible franchise.
The fact that this kid out of college had the just colossal sized balls to just be like, "Hey,
He didn't say this. He said my dad said.
Yeah,
if
Archie.
it was either Archie said it or Eli said
based
my
on
dad
just
said
what
it.
I've seen on the field, I don't think
I
Eli."
can't come play today.
But the
my
fact
dad
that
says.
Archie was like so into his kid like that to be like, draft us, we're still not playing. And then the Chargers were just like, well, fine. And they drafted him. And it was like that whole saga is just crazy. But it really is sad because the 2004 draft class, it doesn't look as, it's fallen off.
We're down to 2.
Rivers is done.
I don't know
He's
about
washed.
that.
Are you kidding me?
He did move to Florida. He bought a house in Florida, which is kind of
Brady's going to the Chargers.
because he never moved to L.A., but he's moving to Florida.
You know how expensive it would be to have 9 kids in L.A. and Florida?
You
I
know,
don't know why he's living there.
I think that the taxes of California and the no taxes of Florida with 9 kids, that might actually equal out there.
9 children. Oh, just to add to why I think you're right about Eli being in the Hall of Fame. Eli is one of only 3 people that has won the Super Bowl MVP twice. Bart Starr and Terry Bradshaw are the only other 2 that have won Super Bowl MVP twice.
All quarterbacks that are seemingly
Tom-
subpar on their career,
Just to note,
skill-wise.
just a note of how frustrating it is that Tom Brady has been so good in his career. Tom Brady is the only player to have won the award 4 times. Joe Montana won 3, and then 2 for Bart Starr, Terry Bradshaw, and Eli Manning. Weird group of people to be with, but
Well, it'll be, I think, 5 years. 5 years before his name comes on the ballot is what the rule is. So
what 20 is it? 25 years after your rookie season or something like that?
No, it's 5 years.
5 years after your
retire.
5 years.
retirement.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of 25 years after your first album. That's the Rock and Roll Hall of
Oh, is it
Fame.
really? I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what that criteria is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 5 years after your retirement. So we will hear about this in the coming months. Probably a lot.
Yeah. Well, do you guys think he'll be an analyst? Be like Tony
God,
Romo?
no.
or-
Lord,
I
no.
hope not.
I want him to join Peyton on the breakdown thing that Peyton does, and it's the Mannings doing breakdowns.
No.
No, because Peyton actually has charisma.
Eli's
Eli's just boring.
Eli's funny when he embraces the role that he knows people think of him.
Well, like the
Hilarious commercial he did with Peyton where
they're
they're
rapping.
I was thinking where they're touring a facility and they're acting like just brothers and they
Yeah.
like pinch each other and like push and stuff,
Pretty sure there's one where he's with Peyton and they're rapping about some sort of direct TV.
That sounds familiar as well.
It's
yeah.
like, they called it like
Oh, yeah,
football
Eli-
fantasies.
Eli's direct TV commercials were
Well,
hilarious.
especially that he was doing it with Peyton after Peyton retired, and he's like, "Hey," like Peyton's like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm playing." He's in the locker room.
Oh, right.
I thought
cool.
you wanted to come over, hang out, watch some games. I'm like, I'm playing, but it's just a weird. When Peyton retired, I was a little sad because I was like, at the time, I was like, I'd grown up watching this guy play,
Right.
and it's what you joking like when I joked about how I hate the Patriots, and you just at the point where like just appreciate greatness when you see it. That's how I was when Peyton retired, and I feel the same way with. Not as much. I think Peyton just to me was more of a legend, even though they both have the same amount of Super Bowls. Even though, let's be honest, Peyton didn't really earn his second one.
No, he didn't start 4 of the games.
He threw 9 touchdowns and 17 interceptions that season because he was hurt for most of it. But I really do feel like a little bit of sadness because, again, most of my football viewing life, I've seen Eli be quarterback.
It's going to hit me with Big Ben. I know they were the same draft class, but Ben was the guy, the first quarterback where I remember, ooh, big shot rookie coming in the clutch. Can he do it? You know, and they go on their Super Bowl run with the bus.
Well, he went 15-1. Is it?
Yeah, yeah. And so that's the one that's gonna hit me.
No, that wasn't.
in the
They won 13 games.
in the feels.
His
It was
rookie
his
year was
second
13.
year because they were they were a 6th seed wild card when he won with the bus. Yeah,
They went 13-3 his rookie season because he has the record for most wins by a rookie
Wow,
in a career.
didn't know that.
that's right. They won a couple games before. I don't know. One of those years they were heavy.
Oh, they spent 2. Yeah, because there was. I remember this from the Bettis'
they were on the
football
road.
life.
all that whole playoff run.
Roethlisberger told Jerome Bettis, "Hey, dude, come back one more year, and we'll get you a ring. Come back one more year, we'll get you a ring." And the bus was like, "Who is this rookie quarterback, man? Like, I know we won games, but so yeah, that's the one that's gonna mess with me a little bit is when Roethlisberger retires."
What about you?
Brandon,
I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't remember Big Ben, early Big Ben. Aaron Rodgers is the first guy I remember watching from that long ago.
mm-hmm.
Really, Peyton Manning, obviously, but
Yeah,
Tom Brady,
the guys
but
that were
yeah.
there, yeah. So we've lost most of those.
Yeah, they're almost all gone.
You talk like they're dead. They just retired.
They're dead to me.
Dead to this podcast.
Dead to the NFLPA. I mean, they don't care, man. Once you're done.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Unless you have CTE, then they care.
All right. Moving on.